Today, Nintendo is repossessing your Switch, but it's okay. You can keep using it. This is CheckPoint.
Welcome to CheckPoint. Let's all take a deep breath.
Breath deepings for suckers. I get on my grind set and breath once per second. Watch.
Wait, I can breathe more efficiently than you can. Beef, we're gonna hyperventilate.
Don't stop. When you see stars, that's your gleaming the Sigma. Nintendo updated their end-user license agreement for all Nintendo account users this week, notably changing the language around who exactly owns your console and increasing the number of parties able to functionally destroy it. Kind of like when your younger sibling was born, but with 200 paragraphs of explicit legalese instead of itsy bitsy spider on repeat. Feel free to play Would You Rather in the comments below. In the new EULA, games are now Nintendo account services, and instead of owning them, you're paying for a license to use them. This sounds like a kid's lemonade stand that's now selling acidic hydration options. And yes, you will need to be both sweating and having a good time in the sun in order to continue to enjoy the perks of lemonade, because this kid has a small army of lawyers and will repossess their consumer product if you're found in breach of contract. Also, any unlicensed use of your console might result in Nintendo rendering the device permanently unusable in whole or in part. In fact, they've even carved out the legal room for them to suspend your Nintendo account even before you've broken the rules, so long as they have a reasonable belief such a violation will occur. And no, they haven't told us how they'll catch you violating the agreement before you do, but we know. Don't we, millennials? We saw Minority Report in theaters, and we know that Nintendo's got a bigger version of the Shrine of Resurrection deep underground, where a half-conscious Lucas and Ness are ready to produce bespoke Pokeballs etched with your name, address, and the crimes you've committed against Big Mario Brother. Crime, of course, must bear part of the blame for Nintendo's brazen new stance. Their consoles were built to sell games, but wound up in many cases being hacked to allow pirated software, and so the war between game studios and broke gamers continues. On the one side, we have people who want to play games, and pitted against them are people who ensure an 11 trillion Norwegian kroner corporation doesn't get nickel and dimed by the slice of their player base's Venn diagram, where clever and poor intersect. It's tough to know who to root for.
Big weekend for disappointment in the fighting game community, and if you know the fighting game community, that's saying a lot. At EVO, the grand finals of Guilty Gear Strive were repeatedly delayed and interrupted by, allegedly, an overheating PS5. This is a very embarrassing issue for Sony, who, as a reminder, own EVO, although some attendees blame the general ambient temperature of a room with 9,000 FGC gamers, which is to say that everybody was both definitions was sweaty, and maybe it wasn't actually the PS5's problem, more that it was a PS5 in a midday swamp. But regardless, it's kind of a bad look for Sony. However, at least they're not Bandai Namco, who haven't even upset Tekken 8 players so much as this just made them desperately apathetic. After what's apparently been a rocky run of months for the game with what is considered to be an incorrect application of patches and nerfs, Bandai Namco decided to further alienate their players by preceding their own EVO Grand Finals with an announcement of the next DLC fighter as this guy. That guy, yeah. His name is Fakumram, I believe, but I can't find a video online where people say his name out loud because it's not said in the official announce video. And literally we looked up a YouTuber video of them being reacting to him, and they just made fart noises instead of saying his name. And this is because everybody hates him. I don't know why. So we asked Loading Ready Run's FGC correspondent Adam, who told me that just happens sometimes, often when a new fighter is overpowered and messes up the meta, which seems to have been the case with Fakumram. Despite the caster's best efforts to keep spirits up, the attitude in the room when this was announced and online was bafflement. Wasn't happy. But there may be hope for Tekken 8 players on the horizon. No, Fakumram is still coming, but Katsuhiro Harada is trying his best to make the Waffle House dream a reality. US fans have oft lobbied for a stage set in America's true arena, and apparently Harada agrees with them, but says that despite his repeated attempts, Waffle House is not returning his calls. And he's offered to redouble his efforts if fans are okay with a stage that gives Waffle House vibes, but has a non-infringing name. And the response has been a resounding yes. I vote for the International House of Pile Drivers, or Kerfuffle House.
Limited Run Games has now committed themselves to always putting the entire game on the entire cartridge. Sometimes. Let me back up. Limited Run Games makes really nice physical editions of video games, including special editions with all sorts of bells and whistles. Recently, they revealed the collector's edition of Rido Remastered, showing that the Switch 2 edition will come with a game key card instead of the full game on the cartridge as people are used to. And they caught hell over it, because Switch owners now have an official term to refer to a cartridge without a game. It's a game key card, a card that only contains a key to a game. Limited Run explained that this is because they have two product lines: the numbered collection, which consists of games that Limited Run fully publishes onto physical media, and the other collection made up of work they do for a third party. And for those games, the third party gets to decide whether they want to pay for the expensive flash storage or instead fleece LRG's customers. So don't worry, it's not like it's LRG's fault you didn't get a game when you paid top dollar for a cartridge. It's the game manufacturer. The trouble is, I get why Limited Run would dilute their brand in this way. It is tough out there right now, and if you can get more business making steelbooks and stickers, then that does make sense. It's a shit deal for LRG, though, because now they have to explain that they have two product lines, and you gotta read the fine print to find out whether you're buying a physical game or a fucking 12-in-1 accessory kit.
Square Enix has cancelled Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. After years of delays and closed betas, it seems the game may have fallen victim to the recently released Square Enix Medium-Term Business Plan. Subtitled Square Enix Reboots and Awakens, a 3-year reboot for long-term growth, the plan describes 4 strategies Square Enix will pursue. 1. Enhance productivity by optimizing the development footprint in the digital entertainment, or DE, segment. 2. Diversify earnings opportunities by strengthening customer contact points. 3. Roll out initiatives to create additional foundational stability. And 4. Allocate capital, giving consideration to the balance between growth investment and shareholder returns. Those are the short versions. I was originally going to red pen this thing for you, but once I started, it actually got longer. Then it began to make sense, and I had to go for a walk. The relevant sentence, if you worked on Missing Link, is, under the new management structure, we reviewed all projects at our domestic studios, including HDG and SD titles, and decided to discontinue development of some titles and invest additional funds in titles that require refinement, thereby steadily implementing a strategy of selecting and concentrating development resources. That was one sentence. It is only a bullet point in that I would rather be shot than have to read it. Sorry. I know I said I was putting down the red pen. This is a business document written by management people for people who admire managers. It's important to remember that Management Standard English shares phonemes and even some of the vocabulary of Standard English, but it's a different language that's designed to impress and intimidate rather than clarify. Roll out initiatives to create additional foundational stability. Are you kidding? You wrote that sentence in an official document? For the public? Where I have to see it? You made me read that. Then you made me read how you implemented various initiatives to improve productivity by utilizing AI? Various? Fuck you. Managers love AI because they too are indifferent to language meaning anything. This isn't just a document for investors to nod at, though. Presumably, these strategies are also used internally as, strategies. They are paying people to implement these things. It must be amazing to have a tautological job description, especially since you probably get paid many, many times my salary. Lastly, this thing is just profoundly ugly. Are you trying to tell me there's nobody in Squeenix's org chart who can make a PowerPoint that doesn't make me want to chew rocks? Bro, what the hell is with the grid and little arrow on page 3? Why does every slide overhang its own footer? Why did you do this?
Okay, breathing truce. Let's not do that again.
Breathing?
Yeah, I gotta give blood later.
Want to go see who can give the most blood?
Hell yes! Coming up, Silent Hill 2's soundtrack is now available as a 6 vinyl record box set. And if you put on skinny jeans and eat avocado toast while listening to it, a portal to the realm of millennial cringe will appear. Hey, check out our cool new credits, which now feature Cameron and Nelson's writing contributions that they have been making this whole time. We just hadn't updated the credits.
Yeah. I feel good about that.
I'm really happy.
Yeah.
This was definitely raised as a thing that we needed to do a while ago, and we didn't do it fast enough.
Yeah, well, but it is done now, and I'm glad that we have done it.
Yeah.
In the realm of, or I guess speaking of things that were not done fast but are now done, Giant Bomb.
Oh yeah, that whole thing with fandom has just now shaken itself out completely.
Yeah.
They bought themselves.
Which is great. And the amount of facts that I know about this, we didn't do a story about it for CheckPoint, so I didn't do a lot of reading about it. I know that there's like several people at the core of that, and they're like, and we own ourselves now. And I'm like, great.
I mean, I'll give you the story based on all the facts we know.
Uh-huh.
Hey, CheckPoint fans, do you remember how fandom bought Giant Bomb and everybody was like, boo? Well, Giant Bomb then bought themselves and everybody went, yay. What does this mean? We don't have any facts. Do I have any analysis? Not really, because I don't have any facts. I'm not that kind of YouTuber.
Yeah, if we had anything funny to say about it, it would have been in the show.
Well, it's hard to make fun of good news, though.
It's true.
It seems like it's objectively good, but like...
Could always spend time making fun of fandom, like either the company or the general concept.
Fuck fandom so bad. I hate using their products.
Hey, thank you so much for using our product and subscribing on the Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. There's other ways to support us as well, including here on the channel on YouTube. And you're going to see the names of the people who support us on the LRR Video Games channel in a few seconds. Thanks so much.
Bye.
It's fine.
Well, I don't know what I was thinking about. I was thinking about Paul's silhouette in the CheckPoint intro. I mean, it looks good in silhouette.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
What do you mean by that?
Why did you do this?